For seniors and their caregivers, the kitchen pantry often tells a story of practicality and convenience. Amid the boxes and jars, canned foods hold a place of honor, offering long shelf life, easy preparation, and a sense of security against last-minute grocery runs. In a world where mobility can become limited and energy for cooking from scratch may wane, the simple can opener becomes a vital tool for maintaining independence. However, not all canned goods are created equal. The very conveniences that make them appealing can also hide serious health risks, particularly for older adults. As the body ages, metabolism slows, kidney function may decline, and nutritional needs shift dramatically. In addition, common medications can interact negatively with certain preservatives and minerals found in processed foods. This isn't about creating fear. It's about promoting empowerment through informed choices. By knowing what to look for, and more importantly, what to avoid, seniors can continue enjoying the convenience of canned foods without compromising their well-being. In this video, we'll clearly outline the 5 worst canned food offenders that should be removed from a senior's pantry, as well as 5 safe and nutritious alternatives that truly support health. Before we continue, if you're finding this content helpful, please like, comment, and share it with your friends or health groups on social media. Doing so helps spread valuable information and supports the growth of our channel. This video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always consult a healthcare professional or registered dietitian for personalized guidance. Now, let's begin. The image of a warm, comforting bowl of soup is a universal solace, particularly on a chilly day or when one is feeling under the weather. For a senior who may not have the energy to prepare a homemade stock from scratch, reaching for a can of classic tomato, creamy chicken, or a quick prep ramen noodle cup feels like a perfectly reasonable solution. Tragically, this seemingly innocent choice is one of the most dangerous lurking in the pantry. The primary culprit is sodium, and the amounts contained in a single serving are not just high. They are often astronomically, dangerously excessive. The human body requires a delicate balance of sodium and potassium to regulate fluid levels and blood pressure. As we age, kidneys often become less efficient at removing excess sodium from the bloodstream. This excess sodium causes the body to retain water, increasing the total volume of blood. This added volume forces the heart to work harder and increases pressure within the arteries, leading directly to hypertension, high blood pressure. Consider that many health organizations, including the American Heart Association, recommend that seniors consume no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day for optimal heart health. A single can of a popular condensed cream of chicken soup can contain over 1,800 milligrams before even adding the water or milk. A canned ramen noodle product can easily eclipse 2,000 milligrams. This means one small meal constitutes an entire day's worth or more of sodium in a single sitting. The ramifications of this sodium bomb are severe and multifaceted. Consistently high sodium intake is a direct and leading contributor to the development of hypertension, a condition that affects a vast majority of older adults. Hypertension is often called the silent killer because it presents no symptoms but dramatically escalates the risk of catastrophic health events, including heart attacks, strokes, and congestive heart failure. For seniors already managing high blood pressure with medications like diuretics or AC inhibitors, consuming a high-sodium soup can effectively cancel out the medication's benefits, rendering it useless and putting immense strain on the cardiovascular system. Beyond the heart, such a high salt load can be incredibly dehydrating. It may seem counterintuitive given the liquid nature of soup, but the body will pull water from its cells to help dilute the concentrated sodium in the bloodstream, potentially leading to feelings of thirst, dizziness, and confusion. Furthermore, Many of these creamy soups and instant noodle products are also loaded with unhealthy saturated fats and a list of preservatives and artificial flavors to enhance their shelf life and taste. They offer a hollow promise of comfort and nourishment, delivering instead a potent cocktail of ingredients that undermine a senior's most critical health goals. The low-sodium versions, while a marginal improvement, are often still far too high for regular consumption and typically compensate for the lack of salt with artificial sweeteners or other chemical additives. The safest bet is to avoid this category altogether and instead prepare large batches of homemade, low-sodium soup to be frozen in individual portions, ensuring both convenience and true health. The category of canned meats represents a deep dive into the world of ultra-processed foods, a distinction that separates them from simpler canned proteins like tuna or salmon. Products like Vienna sausages, potted meat, Spam, and canned corned beef are engineered for indefinite shelf stability and a specific, salty flavor profile that many find appealing. However, this engineering comes at a significant nutritional cost, making them a poor choice for a senior's diet. The first major concern lies in the ingredient list itself. These are not simply pieces of meat sealed in a can. They are a complex amalgamation of mechanically separated meats, often a paste-like substance from chicken, pork, or beef trimmings, copious amounts of sodium to preserve and flavor, and a concerning array of preservatives. The most notorious of these is sodium nitrite. While used to prevent bacterial growth, specifically botulism, and to give these meats their characteristic pink color, sodium nitrite can form nitrosamines in the body, which are compounds known to be carcinogenic. Regular consumption of processed meats preserved with nitrites has been linked in numerous studies to an increased risk of colorectal cancer, stomach cancer, and other forms of the disease. Beyond the preservatives, the fat content in these products is another red flag. They are typically very high in saturated fats, which are known to contribute to elevated levels of LDL, the bad cholesterol. For seniors, managing cholesterol is a key component of preventing atherosclerosis, the hardening and narrowing of arteries, which can lead to heart disease and stroke. Consuming these high-fat, high-sodium meats is a direct assault on cardiovascular health. Furthermore, the processing strips away any of the potential benefits the original meat might have had. There are no meaningful levels of healthy omega-3s, the protein quality is inferior, and they contain virtually no vitamins or minerals that support well-being. They are, in essence, empty calories disguised as protein. The texture is also worth noting. These soft, uniform products require minimal chewing, which might make them appealing to those with dental issues. But this convenience is a trap. Their nutritional profile is so detrimental that they should be considered a food of last resort rather than a pantry staple. The high sodium content poses the same risks to blood pressure as the canned soups, while the combination of unhealthy fats and preservatives creates a unique trifecta of health hazards that can exacerbate chronic conditions and promote inflammation throughout the body, making them well worth avoiding. Fruit is universally recognized as a healthy choice, packed with essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber. This health halo often extends to its canned counterpart, leading well-intentioned seniors and caregivers to believe that a cup of canned peaches or fruit cocktail is a nutritious addition to a meal. This, however, is a critical misconception. The fundamental problem with most canned fruit lies not in the fruit itself, but in the liquid medium it is suspended in. The terms heavy syrup and light syrup are euphemisms for what is essentially sugar water. The canning process involves peeling and pre-cooking the fruit, which already begins to break down its natural fiber and can reduce some heat-sensitive vitamin content. It is then submerged in a syrup that can contain staggering amounts of added sugar. A single half-cup serving of canned peaches in heavy syrup can contain over 25 grams of sugar. That's the equivalent of 6 teaspoons of straight sugar, and more than some candy bars. Even light syrup is misleading, often still containing 15 to 20 grams of added sugar per serving. For a senior, particularly one managing or at risk for type 2 diabetes, this sugar load is profoundly disruptive. Consuming such a high concentration of simple sugars causes a rapid and sharp spike in blood glucose levels. The pancreas must respond by releasing a large amount of insulin to shuttle that sugar into cells for energy. Over time, these intense spikes and the corresponding insulin demands can lead to insulin resistance, a precursor to diabetes, and can make blood sugar levels incredibly difficult to manage for those already diagnosed. Unlike the natural sugars in whole fruit that are packaged with fiber to slow their absorption, the sugar in syrup is absorbed almost instantly, offering no nutritional benefit and directly contributing to weight gain. This excess weight places additional stress on aging joints, the heart, and the entire cardiovascular system. Furthermore, this represents a significant intake of empty calories, calories that provide energy but no accompanying vitamins, minerals, or fiber. Choosing canned fruit in syrup means displacing other, more nutrient-dense foods that could have been consumed instead. It turns a potentially healthy food into a dessert-like item that actively works against metabolic health. The fruit itself becomes a mere vehicle for delivering a concentrated dose of sugar into the system, negating any of its inherent benefits and introducing a new set of risks that are entirely avoidable. Corn is a vegetable, and vegetables are healthy. This is the simple logic that can make a can of creamed corn seem like a wise, wholesome side dish. Unfortunately, this product is a masterclass in food marketing, disguising what is essentially a starchy, sugary, and salty paste as a vegetable serving. Understanding why it falls into the avoid category requires looking past its primary ingredient. Yes, corn is a vegetable, but it is also a starchy vegetable, meaning it is higher in carbohydrates and calories than non-starchy options like broccoli or green beans. The creaming process then takes this starchy base and transforms it. The corn is pureed or crushed, and a concoction of additives is mixed in. This typically includes significant amounts of added sugar, or high fructose corn syrup, to enhance sweetness, salt, to boost flavor, and often a thickener like modified cornstarch to achieve its signature creamy pudding-like texture. The result is a food that has a high glycemic index, causing a similar, though perhaps less extreme, blood sugar spike as the syrupy fruits. This combination of high starch and added sugar makes creamed corn a particularly poor choice for seniors monitoring their blood glucose levels or their weight. It provides a large number of calories with minimal nutritional payoff. The processing destroys much of the fiber that whole kernel corn contains, and it offers very little in the way of essential vitamins compared to dark leafy greens or brightly colored vegetables. What makes it uniquely problematic is its perception as a healthy vegetable dish. A senior might believe they are making a good choice by having creamed corn with their meal instead of, say, a dessert, not realizing that the two might be metabolically similar. The sodium content is also a serious concern, with a single serving often containing 400 to 500 milligrams or more, contributing silently to the daily total that should be carefully managed. It is a food that offers the worst of all worlds: the blood sugar impact of a carbohydrate, the empty calories of a sugary snack, and the blood pressure risks of a salty food, all while masquerading as a nutritious vegetable. It provides a feeling of comfort and satiety that is nutritionally hollow and potentially damaging for long-term health, making it a can best left on the supermarket shelf. This final category to avoid represents the culmination of all the previous risks rolled into one convenient package. Canned chili, beef stew, and pre-made pasta meals like canned spaghetti or ravioli are the ultimate meal in a can, designed to be a complete, hearty dinner with just a few minutes of heating. Their appeal is undeniable, but their nutritional profile is a disaster for senior health. These products are a perfect storm of detrimental ingredients, combining high sodium, high unhealthy fats, high sugar, and ultra-processed components in a single container. Let's break down the assault. The sodium levels are predictably astronomical, often reaching well over 1,000 milligrams per serving, and a can often contains 2 servings, though many people consume the entire can as a single meal. The fat content typically comes from cheap, low-quality sources like fatty ground meat and hydrogenated oils, contributing saturated and sometimes even trans fats that are disastrous for cholesterol levels. Perhaps most surprisingly to many is the sugar content. A can of chili or pasta sauce can contain over 15 grams of sugar per serving. Sugar is added by manufacturers to balance the acidity of the tomatoes and to create a more addictive, craveable flavor profile that keeps consumers coming back. This combination aggressively attacks multiple health fronts simultaneously. It spikes blood pressure, promotes unhealthy cholesterol, disrupts blood sugar, and provides an overwhelming number of calories with minimal beneficial nutrients like lean protein, fiber, vitamins, or minerals. Furthermore, the quality of the protein in these meals is often very low. The meat is frequently highly processed and filled with extenders and fillers. For the digestive system of an older adult, which may be more sensitive, this heavy, complex mixture of processed ingredients can lead to significant discomfort, bloating, and indigestion. These meals represent the antithesis of what a senior's diet should be. They are inflammatory, difficult to process, and contribute directly to the worsening of chronic diseases. They offer the illusion of a hearty, satisfying meal, but deliver a payload of ingredients that compromise health from every angle, making them perhaps the most important category to consciously and consistently avoid. In stark contrast to the hazardous choices outlined above, canned beans stand out as a genuine superfood and perhaps the most valuable item a senior can have in their pantry. Beans, including black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, cannellini beans, and lentils, are nutritional powerhouses that offer 2 critical benefits for aging adults: immense fiber content and high-quality plant-based protein. The role of fiber cannot be overstated for senior health. As digestion naturally slows with age, fiber is essential for promoting regular bowel movements and preventing constipation, a common and uncomfortable issue, but its benefits extend far beyond regularity. Soluble fiber, abundant in beans, acts like a sponge in the digestive tract, binding to LDL cholesterol and helping to remove it from the body, thereby acting as a natural guardian of heart health. Furthermore, fiber helps to regulate blood sugar by slowing the absorption of sugars into the bloodstream, preventing those dangerous spikes that come from more processed foods. This makes beans an excellent choice for diabetics or those looking to maintain stable energy levels. The second pillar of their benefit is protein. Maintaining muscle mass, known as sarcopenia, is a critical challenge of aging. Adequate protein intake is essential to slow this natural decline and preserve strength and mobility. Beans provide a fantastic source of this crucial macronutrient without the saturated fat that comes with many animal proteins. They are a cornerstone of a heart-healthy diet. The caveat, of course, is the sodium used in the standard canning process. This is where a small amount of effort yields enormous rewards. The single most important step is to seek out cans labeled "no salt added" or "low sodium." These are becoming increasingly common in supermarkets. If these are not available, the simple act of thoroughly rinsing canned beans in a colander under cold running water for a minute can wash away up to 40% of the added sodium. This transforms a potentially risky food into a perfectly safe and incredibly beneficial one. They are incredibly versatile, easily added to salads, soups, stews, and side dishes, providing a cheap, convenient, and profoundly nutritious foundation for countless meals that support overall health and well-being. While canned meats are to be avoided, canned fish is in a league of its own and is unequivocally one of the best choices a senior can make. Specifically, fish like salmon, sardines, and light tuna, packed in water, are exceptional sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These essential fats are not produced by the body and must be obtained through diet, and their benefits for senior health are nothing short of remarkable. Omega-3s are potent anti-inflammatory agents. Chronic inflammation is now understood to be at the root of many age-related diseases, including arthritis, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. By incorporating these fats into the diet, seniors can actively help to reduce systemic inflammation. For brain health, DHA is a primary structural component of the brain and is crucial for maintaining cognitive function and potentially slowing the progression of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. For heart health, extensive research shows that omega-3s help lower triglycerides, reduce blood pressure slightly, decrease the risk of abnormal heart rhythms, and slow the development of arterial plaque. The choice of fish and packing medium is key. Wild-caught salmon and sardines are fantastic options because they are typically low in contaminants, like mercury, and are sustainably sourced. Sardines have the added benefit of edible bones, which provide a massive boost of calcium and vitamin D, essential for bone health and preventing osteoporosis. When it comes to tuna, selecting light tuna, typically skipjack, is important, as it contains significantly less mercury than white or albacore tuna. The packing medium is equally crucial. Always choose fish packed in water rather than oil. Oil packing adds unnecessary calories and fat, and if it's vegetable oil, it can be high in inflammatory omega-6 fats, which counteracts the benefits of the omega-3s. Water-packed fish allows you to control what you add to it. It can be flaked onto a salad, mixed with a little Greek yogurt and lemon for a healthy sandwich filling, or simply eaten straight from the can as the incredibly nutritious snack. It represents a direct investment in brain, heart, and joint health with every single bite. Often relegated to a seasonal ingredient for holiday pies, pure canned pumpkin is a year-round nutritional secret weapon that deserves a permanent place in a senior's pantry. It is critical to distinguish between 100% pure pumpkin and pumpkin pie mix. The former contains nothing but cooked, pure pumpkin, while the latter is pre-sweetened and spiced, placing it firmly in the avoid category. Pure pumpkin, however, is a low-calorie, nutrient-dense superfood. Its most notable attribute is its off-the-charts vitamin A content, provided in the form of beta-carotene. Just a half-cup serving provides well over 100% of the daily recommended value. Vitamin A is vital for maintaining healthy vision, particularly night vision, and the prevention of age-related macular degeneration. It also plays a key role in supporting a robust immune system, helping the body fight off infections and viruses, a constant concern for older adults. Beyond vitamin A, pumpkin is an excellent source of fiber, which, as with beans, promotes digestive health and helps regulate cholesterol and blood sugar levels. Its naturally sweet and earthy flavor makes it incredibly versatile in both sweet and savory applications. It can be stirred into oatmeal or yogurt for a nutrient boost, blended into smoothies for a creamy texture, used as a base for a healthy soup, or baked into muffins and pancakes to add moisture and nutrients without relying on excessive oil or sugar. It's a food that supports stable energy, provides crucial micronutrients, and aids digestion, all for a very low-calorie cost. Its soft, smooth texture also makes it easy to eat for those with dental issues or difficulty swallowing. By keeping a few cans of pure pumpkin on hand, a senior or caregiver has immediate access to an ingredient that can elevate the nutritional profile of countless meals and snacks, making healthy eating both easy and delicious. Access to fresh vegetables can sometimes be limited by season, mobility, or budget. This is where the right canned vegetables can play a vital role. The canning process, contrary to popular belief, preserves most of a vegetable's minerals and fat-soluble vitamins. While some water-soluble vitamins like vitamin C can be diminished, canned vegetables still provide a fantastic and convenient source of essential nutrients like potassium, magnesium, and vitamin K. The key, once again, is vigilant label reading. The standard canned vegetable is swimming in salty water, which completely negates its health benefits. Therefore, the mission is to specifically find cans that are labeled no salt added or low sodium. These varieties are packed in water with little to no added salt, allowing the natural flavor of the vegetable to shine through. Green beans, carrots, beets, and tomatoes are all excellent choices in their no salt added forms. Canned tomatoes, diced, crushed, or as puree, are an especially invaluable pantry staple. They are a rich source of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that has been linked to reduced risk of certain cancers and heart disease. In fact, the canning process makes the lycopene in tomatoes more bioavailable than in fresh tomatoes. These vegetables can be used as the foundation for healthy, homemade meals. A no-salt added canned tomato puree can become the base for a pasta sauce seasoned with herbs. Canned green beans can be quickly heated with a dash of garlic powder and a squeeze of lemon for a simple side dish. They ensure that even on a day when a trip to the store isn't possible, a serving of vegetables is always within reach. By choosing the low-sodium option, you harness the convenience of canning while receiving the full nutritional benefit of the vegetable, supporting everything from bone health to antioxidant defense. After warning against the dangers of creamy high-sodium canned soups, it is important to provide a safe alternative. This exists in the form of broth-based, low-sodium soups, and, perhaps even better, plain canned broth itself. A low-sodium vegetable, chicken, or beef broth is an incredibly useful liquid pantry staple. It forms the perfect foundation for creating healthy, homemade soups and stews. By starting with a low-sodium base, you are in complete control of the ingredients that go in. You can add your own rinsed canned beans, no salt added vegetables, lean proteins like shredded chicken, and whole grains like barley or brown rice to create a meal that is hydrating, nourishing, and perfectly tailored to specific health needs and taste preferences. Furthermore, simply sipping on a warm cup of low-sodium broth can be a soothing and hydrating practice, especially for seniors who may not drink enough water throughout the day. Dehydration is a serious concern for older adults and can lead to confusion, dizziness, and urinary tract infections. A warm broth can be more appealing than plain water and provides electrolytes. When selecting a pre-made soup, the rules are strict. It must be broth-based, not cream-based, and must be verified as low sodium by reading the nutrition label. The sodium content should be ideally under 300 milligrams per serving. These exist, but they require careful searching. This category is less about eating the can directly and more about using it as a tool, a healthy shortcut that empowers you to create convenient meals without compromising on wellness. It represents the best of both worlds, the ease of a canned product and the nutritional integrity of a home-cooked meal. Navigating the world of canned foods as a senior or caregiver doesn't require eliminating convenience. It requires embracing awareness. The central theme is the profound importance of becoming a dedicated label reader. The nutrition facts, panel, and ingredient list are your most powerful tools for making choices that support, rather than undermine, health. The 5 foods to avoid all share a common trait. They are engineered for long shelf life and potent flavor at the expense of nutritional value, loading the body with sodium, sugar, and unhealthy fats. The 5 safe and healthy choices are fundamentally whole or minimally processed foods that retain their innate nutritional benefits. They offer convenience without compromise, providing essential fiber, lean protein, healthy fats, and vital vitamins and minerals. By consciously choosing the latter group, seniors can continue to enjoy the practical benefits of canned goods while actively investing in their long-term vitality, turning their pantry into a foundation for health, one smart choice at a time.